Welcome back to another episode of Azrael Reacts. I'm your boy Azrael, and today, we're coming back at you with that American Indian versus Native American. Man, it's been heating up. It's been heating up. It's been heating up. It's been heating up. And all I gotta say is, I ain't seeing nothing to dispute from the Native American side, besides a whole bunch of silliness. They can't disprove it. Like that one chick said, fight with the records that they're bringing. Fight with the actual stuff that they're bringing. They're dropping records after proof after proof, receipt after receipt in my comments. Because they are literally doing it to me also on TikTok. Because I make little short videos of this. So they are doing the same. And Native Americans ain't dropping shit besides saying WAPO, WAPO, WAPO. It's like, you guys have no proof to back up. You guys can't just say that they're lying anymore because they got proof. They dropping facts on y'all. So all y'all saying is WAPO. That's crazy. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and a comment. Subscribe to the channel for a brother. Small click for you, but it really helps me out. So let's go ahead and get into these videos.
Aborigines, which means what? Black folks. You never find a white aborigine. Rather, aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't like to be called an aborigine. Aborigine actually means from the beginning. Two Latin words, ab meaning from, origine meaning the beginning.
The idea that black people are only from Africa is the stupidest, goofiest idea ever. Are they really trying to say that if we go back in history to the beginning of human civilization, that every other continent was just empty, right? And we were only in Africa? That's so stupid. The truth is that black people are indigenous to every continent in the world, from Asia to Europe to Africa. If you go back far enough in time, every continent was inhabited by black people. Earth was a black planet, and they don't.
But I had to share some of this history to make sure we clarify, because when we try to tell this history, or when we talk about the Florida Seminoles and how they were able to successfully grab a lot of slaves and run away, the first thing other groups of people are going to do is they're going to talk about their contribution to us and leave out major key components. Like Mexico also contribute to slavery. They participated in slavery, in enslaving their black indigenous. Right. And then the Afro-Mexicans who did help us, they were on the border of Mexico, exiled out of the country, pushed out close to the edge. They had little communities over there that helped us give refugee inside Mexico. So make sure we're giving the credit to the right people. Don't give credit to the European Mexicans who's currently getting kicked out of America right now. Give credit to the black Mexicans who risked their lives and who later got hung and killed, right, for helping us out.
So the pretendians are always like, put a penny on your face, see if it matches. And they'll use like an old tarnished penny. Let's see if I got one here. Oh yeah, they'll pull something out like this, like that's like, oh, look, it matches me. No duh, it's gonna match you. They said Indians were red, right? Copper colored, right? Well here, look, see how it matches? Oh shit, look at the coin to the Indians. Y'all don't look like that. Y'all grow afros. Y'all don't look like that. Come on now.
I be so sick of seeing this nigga on my For You page with all of his like 20, 30 accounts, but I never block them because I enjoy hating on him and his content from like a deep space, because he is just so dumb, and there are a lot of people just as dumb as him. In this conversation of pretendians, you know what I'm saying, using real copper pennies to put on their skin and saying that's fake, but then these Native Americans pull out new pennies made in like 2000, 2015, 2023, talking about some, oh, see, this penny matches our skin. Y'all sit close for this. Pennies are not copper no more. When these Native Americans, these pale-skinned Native Americans pull up a penny and put it on their skin, see we're red, see we're copper, they're using pennies made out of fucking almost 98% zinc and 2% copper, 2.5% copper. The pennies that we're using, they're real copper. The pure copper penny was the first penny minted in 1793. They stopped using pure copper, like the dark penny stopped being made in like, what, 1988? That's when they started using the zinc ones, and now we see all these new tan, shiny pennies. Read this definition of fucking American. A native of America, originally applied to the aboriginals of copper-colored races. You see those pennies, man? You see her undertones in her skin tone? The aboriginals were fucking copper. Copper. They were still using 100% copper pennies in 1828. They stopped making them again in 1988. Bro, look. These are what, these dirty pennies he's talking about, they're not dirty pennies. They're old, dark pennies made of 100% copper. You see, you know what I mean? It's right in front of y'all faces. I literally went down to my car, opened the change holder, and pulled out the oldest pennies I could find in my car. And they were made between 1967 and 1987. And mind you, I'm black. I'm black as fuck. And these pennies are sitting right on my arm. When have you ever seen a Native American as dark as a penny? Or as dark as the inside of your arm? They're not. They're not. They don't get that dark, ever. And since Native Americans want to claim that they're the copper people, they're the bronze people, they're the red people, no, they're fucking not. There's breadcrumbs all throughout modern history that say fucking otherwise, and I'm about to show you. Y'all see these pinup magazines from the 1950s? Copper romance, copper romance. Are these Native Americans? No. These are copper magazines, and who's on the cover? These look like black American women to me. Even, you know what I'm saying? Copper, like, who are the copper people? Why are there black Americans on the cover in 1950? And then again, bronze thrills, copper romance, bronze thrills. Who are these pictures of? These are black American women from the 50s. Why aren't there Native Americans on the fucking cover of Copper Romance and Bronze Thrills? Aren't Native Americans the red people? Why aren't they on the covers of these magazines? And I'm really gonna blow y'all fucking minds right now. This is cover art for a song called Copper Colored Gal that came out in 1937. The Copper Colored Gal. And then you see on the cover art, the Cotton Club Parade. And then they're in a head of cotton. Are those black Americans inside of a head of cotton? On cover art for a song called Copper Colored Gal? What do cotton pickers and copper colored people have in common? It's almost like they're the same fucking person. Black Americans. Black Americans are like the world renowned cotton pickers. What's that got to do with Copper Colored Gal? Look at this silly nigga, bro. This man is white. This man is pale. Look at his skin tone, bro. That coin looks silver in the light. That coin looks silver and white. Look at this pale man talking about some he's bronze, red, he's copper, he's aboriginal, bro. These people are jokes. They're jokes. These people are jokes. Native Americans are not the red people. They're not the bronze people. They're not the copper people. They're not the Aboriginal Americans. They're not the American Indians. The American Indians are the copper people. And we're the copper people. Like, I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but like, at the same time, I am trying to be a dickhead because y'all sound dumb. These Native Americans, these pale people, these people that turn white in the wintertime, come on here with these brand new mint pennies made in the last 20 years talking about, oh, look, I'm really copper. Look, I'm really copper. And then they get on here talking to black Americans, well, if you use those old dark pennies, well, yeah, of course they're gonna match your skin. Duh, because they're real fucking copper. They're pure fucking copper, nigga. They're dark red pennies for a reason. But like I said, I'm done chewing this nigga, bro, because if you look back through history, look up bronze people, look up copper people, you won't see Native Americans past like 1980 or 70 when the propaganda started. You know what I'm saying? When shit switched over to African American and Native American, all this shit switched up. Go back to 1950, 1940, 1930, and then you'll see who the copper colored people are. The Aboriginals, the reclassified Aboriginals, the disenfranchised American Indian, black Americans, Bowie.
Of every continent. Dark-skinned people are the aboriginals of every
continent.
Native Americans migrated over the ice bridge from Siberia, that would be Asia, and became what we now know as Native Americans. But the people who were on that land before them and the ice bridge even formed were black people. Black people also built pyramids on every continent. That's why there are pyramids on every continent. Black people were here first. Black people were here first. Black people were here first. Black people are the aboriginals of every continent. Dark-skinned people are the aboriginals of every continent. Native Americans migrated over the ice bridge from Siberia, that would be Asia, and became what we now know as Native Americans. But the people who were on that land before them and the ice bridge even formed were black people. Black people also built pyramids on every continent. That's why there are pyramids on every continent. Black people were here first. Black people were here first. Black people were here.
So this man behind me is David Eltis. He is the founding member of slavevoyage.org. Listen to what he had to say about black Americans in this video.
Striking demographic fact about the Americas is that the black population of the U.S., which amounted at the time of the Civil War to something like 4 million people, those people did not come from Africa. They came as a result of natural population growth. Yeah. The slave trade to the U.S. was shut down largely in 1807, not completely, but largely. So if you look at the census data for the U.S. in 1870, which is when black people were finally included, you'll find almost no Africans. They were, of course, native African Americans. And that's not something that people have taken on board.
So you gotta dodge the hijack at the end there because he called us African American. We know we're not African. So he said the black population at the time of the Civil War was around 4 million people. And those 4 million were native African Americans. He said none of those people came from Africa. Like David Eltis said, this is something that people has not taken on board. Although you should. Because the evidence shows that we were here for thousands of years. Almost everyone except for us knows this. The evidence is out there. You just have to be willing to search for it.
So look, I'm pretty sure by now we all know what July 4th really symbolized. That's the day when they finally conquered enough of our land to go ahead and establish their corporation, the United States of America. And I'm here because I got this download straight from the ancestors, straight from source on July 4th. Collectively, if you watching this video, you and anybody you know who on that same frequency, go to the nearest mounds near you and meditate. We're going to collectively raise the frequency. We're going to raise the energy because we already know they energy harvesting every holiday. That's what they doing. They got our people pouring their energy into their celebrations and we feeding them energy. Ain't no more of that. And there's not no video about color, no video about race. This is a video about frequency. So if you seeing this, share it, repost, make your own video. I don't need all the credit. I want us as a collective to raise that energy because we in an energy war. And I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be a powerful thing. If all of us bring our energy together and y'all stop playing, and for that day we really go to these ancient sites and we collectively raise the energy, man, watch what that do. Just watch what that do for the planet. It's not no coincidence that you see in this video. And if you ain't got no mounds near you, go near a body of water. I'm telling y'all, July 4th, we all gonna collectively raise the frequency. Because we all know what's going on the planet right now. And I'm telling y'all, if we all go around the country, y'all know how many mounds is in this country, the United States. We got more mounds than anywhere, more pyramids, because that's all the mounds is anyway. We got more pyramids than any other place in the world combined. And we all know what the pyramids was used for. They energy. You transferring energy from this point to that point. So if we all go to these different mounds around the country, man, ain't no telling what we gonna do. Ain't no telling what we gonna do. We finna go up. So if you seeing this video, like, share, repost, drop your comments, share it. Make your own videos. We finna go up July 4th. And with that being said, I'll tap back in with y'all later.
Indigenous fam, what I'm about to show you is gonna blow your mind. Fam, I'm about to prove to you with ancient maps, the Bible, and locations that America was home of the Garden of Eden. Stay with me. We all know about the story of Cain and Abel, right? How, Cain unalived his brother, Abel, because he was jealous. And so he was sent to a land where the ground was not going to produce any food. And he dwelt in a land called Nod, toward east of Eden. And then it says he knew his wife, she conceived, and he bore Enoch. But this is where it gets interesting. Where is the land of Nod? Oh my goodness. It is in Maine, USA. Yes. The Nod to which Cain wandered when he went from the presence of the Lord. Native American. Now we know Africa does not have Native Americans. They don't call themselves Native Americans, never have. But this has a Native American name, Nena Sawata Wataks, for the land of Nod. Hello. Where is it located? It's east of Eden. Here's the map that it goes with, Eden. Now, this map looks eerily familiar. You see, it says the place of paradise, America, east of Eden. Now, look at all these pyramids. Look. You see all these pyramids? Now, let me show you another photo. You see all those pyramids? The same pyramids everywhere, just like in that other map. We already know that the pyramids and mound structures in the Americas are innumerable. There's just far too many to count. But you can count how many are in modern day Africa. So it's obvious it's not in Africa. Going ahead and put this location in right here, and guess where it's going to take you? Right to Maine, USA. So now we know that Maine was east of the Garden of Eden. Yo, it's a wrap. We know that America is the motherland. It's Al-Kebulon, the home of the Garden of Eden, the home of all of the stories that are mentioned in the Bible.
I'm writing an album called The Middle Passage. They've shown us every plantation with cotton on it. You know what plantation they've never shown us, Abby? The most prominent ones, the ones that were most profitable. The breeding plantations. Why don't you want to show us those? You know why? Because after the research that I did for this album, you realize that the moment that a girl menstruated, she was put in a stable where a horse would be and forcibly mated, forcibly raped by a male of the slave master's choice. And when she had children, they weren't called children, they were called a litter of pups. The punishment for raping or killing a person in medieval Spain is gelding. Gelding is when you take hot pincers and you take a man's balls and dick off root and stem. Killing a person, law of the Bible, right? Medieval Spain, super religious. You killed a man, he should be killed. Why were indigenous and black people categorized as subhuman? So under the law, you would not be punished for the things that you did to us. That's why. You used to be proud, right? You used to be proud, white America, of rape and murder. You used to be proud of colonization. You used to, wow, that made us tough. And then you got ashamed of it. And that's what you're dealing with. That's what America's dealing with, a schizophrenic crisis. There's a British manual, right, that was taken out of the British Museum because within the manual, it talked about how rape was a weapon of war that should be used against the indigenous population. You're ashamed of that now. You're ashamed, right? Who was Christopher Columbus? His image has been so whitewashed, but he was trafficking little girls on an island. Who does that sound like, huh? All you right-wing defenders of Christopher Columbus and his legacy, he was trafficking 9-year-old indigenous girls on an island. Who does that remind you of, you intellectual coward? Just because liberals are dog shit doesn't mean that you shake hands with the devil.
Man, all this racist shit is getting on my fucking nerves, bro. That's all I'm seeing down my timeline, bro. Mexicans against black folks. Oh, why y'all didn't help us protest? Indians and shit against black folks. Oh, y'all the pretendians and shit. Y'all from Africa. White people against us and shit. They always fucking been against us. But I'm tired of that shit. Y'all missing the point, bro. We not supposed to be fucking going against each other because of the fucking skin color and our culture and shit. You got ratchet ass, loud ass, crime infested ass black folks. You got fucking drug smuggling ass Mexicans. We got fucking meth smoking ass racist ass white folks, bro. Like, them what the fuck we supposed to be against, bro? We not supposed to be fighting each other and shit over our fucking culture and skin color. That's what they want y'all to do, so we stay fucking divided. We supposed to be against the fucking government and fucking evil, period. Good against bad. Stop fucking being racist, bro. Y'all missing the point. And to the real Indians, y'all got fucking $5 Indians and shit that fucking faking like they Indians. It's just to steal y'all fucking land, bro. Like, real shit. Get on y'all shit, man. Focus.
So now that you're not African anymore and you're no longer claiming African American heritage or coming from the slave trade, why are so many of you still saying the N-word then? Because that word is for African American people who took it back after slavery. Since none of your ancestors, quote unquote, were a part of the slave trade or descending from Africa, according to you, you have no merit or right to that word anymore. So I really think people should be calling you out for what you are, and it's a racist, because only racists use that word like that.
She tripping. Let's bust her head, man. I'm tired of these NAs talking trash, don't know what they talking about. Let's go to a dictionary. Oxford English Dictionary. The N-word, you see it. The N-word with the 2 G's in the ER. Let's go down there to the bottom. A dark-skinned person of any origin in U.S. usually reference to American Indians. A dark-skinned person of any origin in early U.S. usually with reference to American Indians. You see it? The N-word is applied to American Indians in this dictionary. Debunk this dictionary. Debunk Oxford English Dictionary. I want to see you debunk it. The N-word is reference to American Indians. And in this dictionary, it's telling you who the American Indians is. We are not the native. Those are you who's born in bondage and confused. You don't have education like we do. We read. We're reading dictionaries. We are reading books. We've been in this game 20 plus years. Y'all just heard about our movement on TikTok. We've been doing this. Stop playing with us, man. We know who we are.
Want to know why so many Native Americans are upset because Beyonce had the enemy of settlement and an American on the back of that Buffalo Soldier shirt? Because that's the legacy that their ancestors left them, and they're pissed off that it was pinpointed. Yep. That's the reason why they're angry. That's your legacy that was left by you, for you. Who stole Sacagawea when she was 12 years old in a native raid? That's your legacy. That's your legacy. That's your human trafficking legacy. You didn't just participate with Africans. You also participated with your own people. And it continued. And it continues to this day. Literally stole Sacagawea when she was 12 years old at the age of 13 years old and was sold to Toussaint Charbonneau for marriage. For marriage. Sacagawea wasn't his only wife that was facilitated by Native Americans. See right there where it says she was sold for the sole purpose of paying off a gambling debt? That's your legacy. Also sold an 8-year-old girl to the same man, Toussaint Charbonneau, by the name of Nanook, and Sacagawea helped her escape home. That's your legacy. That's why y'all are pissed. That's why you're pissed. A gambling debt. Who went on slave raids? Who went on slave raids for the white man? Who chased down black people who were running for their freedom on the Underground Railroad? The reason why y'all are so angry is because y'all don't like this narrative of your culture and your history and your heritage. You don't want this part of your heritage to be brought up. We're native, we're indigenous to this land. We just had Juneteenth, right? We just had Juneteenth. Weren't you a sovereign nation? Black people were freed, what, a year after in Texas? How many years after were black people freed in the Indian Territory? 3 years. 3 years. Y'all kept y'all slaves. Y'all kept y'all slaves for 3 years. You don't like your heritage. You don't like the legacy that was left you. That's why y'all are so pissed. A treaty. Y'all had to sign a treaty to free black people. No, we're not going to do it because of the kindness of our heart. You had to sign a treaty to release black people from slavery in 1866. Y'all are pissed off because you don't want this shit to be told. This is for the people who think they are indigenous to these lands. Like America bought your country in the 1800s for $7 million. October 18, 1867, America bought your country, which is Alaska. I don't understand how y'all don't understand this. You are different indigenous people. America bought my country, April 30th, 1803. I'm an indigenous person of Louisiana. But y'all don't have the common sense to understand that. It's the same as Beyonce. Like, we're the same indigenous people from the same country. We're from Alaska, from Russia. I'm from Louisiana, from France. Just like the Hawaiians are from Hawaii, right? Like, Puerto Ricans are from Puerto Rico. They're different indigenous people from different places, and y'all are slow as fuck. And it's fucking irritating to have to keep having these damn discussions with you. We're not the same indigenous peoples. Even if we go off of being who was indigenous first, I would be indigenous first to these lands because my country was purchased in 1803. And your country was purchased in 1867. I want you to remember, Sacagawea walked Lois and Clark to our country. Like, I want you to remember that shit. She walked them to our fucking country to show them what the niggas had. Show them what the niggas had. Nobody in the 5 civilized tribes was fucking with none of y'all. Remember that. Until you secured our culture and our identity. There's paintings of me, bitch. There's paintings of me. There's paintings of me and my native indigenous heritage. Paintings. And there's Polaroid photos of me. Like, let's be fucking for real. There's paintings of me and Polaroids of your ass. Good night.
So on. So yeah, we came from Asia. Like, if you didn't know, indigenous people of the America from North America and South America came from Asia. We did not come from anywhere else. That's where we come from. That's why we look Asian. That's why we get confused for Asian.
The reason why they keep bringing up the 5 civilized tribes, because the 5 civilized tribes wasn't in this country. We were in France. That was our country. Look. This is the reason why I say they slow, and they are slow ass motherfucking people. Sacagawea walked from her Shoshone nation, where she was sex trafficked, to her husband at 12 years old, walked Lois and Clark all the way down to the Mississippi, to where the 5 civilized tribe was, which was in Louisiana, which was our country. Okay? Lois and Clark wasn't looking for your Siberian asses. They didn't want to know what your Siberian asses was fucking doing. They wanted to see what the freaking fracking fucking fuck up, what the niggas was doing. Let me say this shit again. They was trying to see what was going on over here in our shit, in our hood. Like y'all been doing for centuries. You want to know what's going on in the hood with the Negroes. You want to know what we doing. And I want you to understand, okay? Y'all keep saying that the white man came here and stole your land. Baby. Lois and Clark journey started in 1803. Wow. Isn't that when the Louisiana Purchase fucking started? The fuck? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that shit suspicious? You don't find it suspicious? Who country was y'all traveling through? Who country did you march your motherfucking ass through? I want you to tell me, who country did you march your monk ass through? Who was you looking for? Okay. They over here pimping. They over here. She a snitch ass bitch. Snitching. Fuck. Look at her. Pointing niggas out. Men pointing motherfuckers out. Yeah, they over there. We going this way towards the Negroes. All y'all know how to do is point, bitch. Look. They over this way. They over this way. They this way over here. snitch. Kendrick Lamar said, I got loyalty and royalty inside my DNA. You got bitch, you got snitch inside your DNA. Y'all motherfucking hand symbol of your whole motherfucking generation. You know what I'm talking about? Squanto. They over here. That's where they at. We going towards the black people. They over here. That's all y'all over here. Snitches. Snitch ass. Snitch. Nobody fucking steals shit. You snitch ass, snitch ass, snitch ass, snitches. Wasn't bothering you, wasn't fucking with you. Wasn't bothering you, wasn't fucking with you. And you brought your snitch ass the fuck down here with the white folks you was fucking with. You running your kids, trafficking your kids too. And you brought your bitch ass down here to fuck with us. Leave us alone. Now you're mad because that's your fucking legacy. The fucking hand single of the fucking natives. That's your hand single. I'm gonna do this for the rest of my fucking life. Yep, this is a hand single for the fucking Siberians. They over there. Right there. Over here. Go over there. That's all you motherfuckers know how to do.
I'm sorry, y'all. If I would have known educating people on the history of black indigenous Americans was gonna ruffle so many feathers, I would have did this a long time ago. I was talking to my tribes. I don't really care where you're from. Did y'all know 65% of the Native American ancestry comes from Eastern Asia and that 35% comes from a Siberian population known as the ancient North Eurasians? It's a prevailing scientific consensus that says your ancestors are from Siberia. How this gene pool migrated into and eventually down the West Coast. Why would this be upsetting to you? Who is y'all and why would they want you to be from somewhere? It may not be common knowledge, but it's easy to find out Native Americans were indeed transported on ships. Between 2 to 5 million, which is the entire Native population, being captured and transported all over America, eventually making it down into modern-day Mexico and forced into this, including field work, manual labor on plantations, while the majority of the 10.5 million Africans were transported to South and Central America. Though the United States was involved in the transatlantic trade, the domestic trade was more significant. Look at that arrow going to North America. 0.304,000 somehow populated 48 million people. Here's a fun fact. 58% of Native Americans marry outside of their racial group, making them the racial group with the highest rate of intermarriage, with 61% of the women marrying outside their race, 54% of the men marrying. Why would it matter if either of my parents were white? We know it only takes 25% to claim Native American ancestry. And this isn't the best photo of my son, my brother, my dad, or his mom's brother, but it emphasizes the features. Just look at the shades this beautiful woman created. If you're jealous of these green eyes, you should ask my siblings. It's a recessive trait, and I shouldn't even have to display public records. But since you got more questions than you have receipts, I brought a few of my own. There's a lot of stuff I didn't cover in this video because I've already covered it in others. But if you feel like I left anything out, or if there's anything you want me to discuss, I got you. And if you know somebody who might enjoy this information, share it to them or tag them in the comments. And correct me if I'm wrong, because we all learn it. All I can say is...
America before slavery, they are correct. We were in America before slavery because we were everywhere before slavery. We're the oldest people. We were on the planet by ourselves for tens of thousands of years. So yes, we were here. When you read the diaries of Christopher Columbus, he talks of seeing black skin, woolly hair, just like the ones he saw in Africa.
He finally said it.
Say we were in America before slavery. They are correct. We were in America before slavery because we were everywhere before slavery. We're the oldest people. We were on the planet by ourselves for tens of thousands of years. So yes, we were here. When you read the diaries of Christopher Columbus, he talks of seeing black skin, woolly hair, just like the ones he saw in Africa.
He finally said it.
These stelae have been repurposed and restored. Remember Brigitto Lara, the man who forged over 40,000 Mesoamerican artifacts. Many of these artifacts were whitewashed. He basically remade the face of Veracruz through his art. So when you're seeing some of these depictions, understand what's going on here. Brigitto Lara was faking artifacts, and the archaeologists were dating it in the correct period. They were dated between 200 and 600 AD perfectly. but he just faked it in 1973.
How to avoid I see.
$5 Indian, man. Niggas is crazy, man. Niggas a mascot, man.
Posted 17 hours ago. What a beautiful story. Oh my goodness. Okay, so forgotten indigenous children, but this is something new that I didn't know. So they took 734 indigenous children from what will become the United States to Canada. And in the bottom of this paragraph, it talks about the law, the baby follows the belly. And so then we get a chance to see indigenous children for the first time. Look at this cutie pie over here with her hair. Come on now, look at these people. And then now this is what an American Indian is. This is one of the first pictures that we have ever had of American Indians. These people were taken to Canada and built, these American Indian children built their own school in Canada. And this was in 1861. This is their class photo from like 1909. But these children were taken from the these are our ancestors, you guys. And they have their names. But this is a beautiful portrait of America. You got children that look what would be called white passing, brown people, and then some people who are a little bit darker brown. And they took these children from the United States, what would become the United States, to Canada. And had them in boarding schools and stuff. I never knew this story, but wow. Such a beautiful story. It's all coming out. Just give it time.